Penny or the black pen. Guys, we might just find ourselves as South Africans in shit, in serious shit. The US ambassador to South Africa, Ruben Brigady, was speaking at a conference, I think, or some platform in South Africa, and he was saying that America is sure that South Africa is supplying weapons and arms to Russia to help them with the supposed invasion, with the conflict against Ukraine. Now, America's buying into the story because there was a Russian ship that came into Cape Town's waters last year in December, of which to this day, our government, our parliament has not reported on what that Russian ship was doing here, who approved of it, and what happened from there. It happened and life moved on like nothing. We know the foreign affairs minister, I think it's a foreign affairs minister from Russia, if not the defense minister, was in South Africa as well. And again, we were not briefed on what was happening there. The opposition, the DA and John Steenhuisen, asked Cyril Ramaphosa in Parliament for answers. And instead of confirming or denying, Cyril Ramaphosa said it's something they would look into. Looking into it means one of two things. Either Cyril knows what happened and he doesn't want to speak about it, or he actually doesn't know, which is even scarier. He does not know why the ship was there. He does not know if South Africa is currently supplying arms to Russia. That is very concerning, considering how big this Russia-Ukraine conflict is and how it's fundamentally dividing the world. Now, South Africa's weapons manufacturers, Denel, have kind of collapsed as a state-owned enterprise. But we do have the paramount group of Ivor Ichikovitz, and there might be some smaller weapons manufacturers in this country who can actually supply. But I mean, Russia is huge, has a huge military, has huge manufacturing. If anything, and Julius Malema said this, if anything, it's probably Russia that will be supplying South Africa with arms and not the other way around. Something like the Kalashnikov, the AK-47. But now here's the bigger issue, and this is why we might be in big shit. America, of course, is trying to audit and see who is actually on their side with this thing and who is with the West. And South Africa right now is looking very flimsy and sitting on the fence because we refuse to choose a side. On top of that, BRICS is strengthening its power. Brazil, Russia, China, India, South Africa, and some of the other countries that are looking to come in are strengthening their power. They're trying to move away from the dollar. And that is very threatening to the United States of America, the United Kingdom, and other countries in the West, including about Germany. But now South Africa has the USA as one of the biggest trading partners, if not the biggest. So now if America decides that South Africa is not an ally, a couple of things are going to happen. Number one, the trade agreements are going to fall away. We are going to get sanctioned. And a lot of our favorite things, it could be something as silly as Nikes, something as silly as having access to YouTube, Twitter, Gmail, Yahoo. We will not have that because we will be sanctioned. America will say South Africa's on the other side and they are fighting with us. So shut them down. We can't supply them with McDonald's and KFC. Close all the businesses there. Demand that they pay back all the money they owe us and stop funding them and assisting them and evacuate American citizens, American money, etc. And that becomes a problem for us. Russia is not a big trading partner if we choose to side with Russia. China is, on the other hand. So maybe China could be like, look, where the USA leaves you, we will come in. But that leaves us ordinary citizens in the tough, tricky space. And Naledi Pandor and the others are saying, look, we're diplomatic, we're on both sides, but that's tricky considering that America is a bully. Now, if you've ever dealt with insurance claims, you will know that insurance companies are very scammy. They will look for any reason in your contract, any reason in your conduct so that they do not pay you out. They will do whatever it takes to not pay you out your money. America right now is looking for any reason to force South Africa to either pick a side, which is meant to be the American side, or to say South Africa's on the other side. And as long as South Africa's on the other side, they are now an enemy and no longer an ally. And not only might we be sanctioned, but America might actually consider us a threat and want to evacuate South Africans in America, South Africans in other parts of the world where America sees those people as their allies. And what happens if we start getting bombed in the same way the Biden administration is bombing places like Somalia, in the same way the Obama and Bush administrations were bombing Iraq, Afghanistan, etc. They are saying we are supplying weapons to Russia. Sounds no different to saying there are weapons of mass destruction in the Middle East. America is claiming that South Africa has weapons of mass destruction that they are supplying to Russia. And that puts the rest of us ordinary citizens in shit. And until Cyril Ramaphosa, Naledi Pandor, and other political leaders are very clear and firm on a stance, we will find ourselves catching straight bullets. The BRICS summit is coming up. Vladimir Putin is going to be coming to South Africa. And the South African government has said it's fine. He can come through. And we have been expected by the International Criminal Courts, the ICC, to arrest him when he gets here, which we've said we won't do. So what now? What now? I want you to consider how important this is and how this could affect our lives. Read up on what happened in Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. Read up on what's happening in Somalia. Read up on what happens when America finds someone to be an enemy, especially someone like a South Africa. We are not Russia. We are not China. We cannot self-sustain. We have destroyed our state-owned enterprises. We don't have railways. Our electricity is shitty. Our manufacturing is gone. We can't. We're stuck. We kind of need to be on someone's side, and we can't be on both because we're kind of being forced by America to say, pick a side. And when you pick a side, there will be consequences. Because if we pick America's side, we get kicked out of BRICS. And if Russia and China grow to become super big and the new superpowers, we will be on the wrong side of history moving forward. We demand Cyril Ramaphosa, we demand the ANC government, we demand the Foreign Affairs Minister Naledi Pandor, we demand anyone who's involved to give us a clear answer on what's happening because this will affect us. Cyril sent people like Sidney Mufamadi to go to America to go and explain that no, our trade relations are still the same, but they're not. That's not how gangs work. And when Russia as a gang with BRICS is looking to move into Ukraine, which is another gang's territory, as we've seen with the drugs in the Cape Flats, in places like Westbury, etc., when you start encroaching on someone else's territory, shit happens, shit flies. And if you're not picking a side and if you're not on the right side, you will catch yourself catching straight bullets. Penuel the Black Pen, something for us to discuss very, very seriously.